Alright, I'm leaving Sam's Club, and I gotta tell you what happened while I was in there, because every great once in a while I am not as nice and polite and kind as I may present myself to be, and I feel like I need to tell you about it. So everything's fine. Walked in Sam's, everything's good, and then I got a call. And let me tell you that Jason and I own 19 apartment units. So we've got a triplex, we've got 5 units, and we've got an 11 unit. All together 19 units, right? So our 16 units, we have a property manager that manages those because it would just be too much for me to keep up with. But on the triplex, I've always self-managed those. I gotta turn the car on. It's cold outside, but it's hot in here. Look, I got First Till Done Fast boxes ready to go to the post office in that bag. Anyway, so I've been self-managing the triplex in Morristown, and it's been fun. It's actually been kind of fun because I got to, meet the tenants and make sure that everything was good, and, I didn't get many calls on it, so it wasn't a whole lot of work. But here lately, I've gotten busier, and I've let some things slip through the cracks. And I will admit right now that I think I can handle a lot more than I can actually physically, mentally handle sometimes. And I think we've gotten to the place on the triplex where I just don't have the mental space for it anymore. I have tenants up there, have renters up there. And back in the fall, they told me they had bed bugs. And I said, no problem. I sent the bug guys up there. We made an appointment. I told them when they would be there, and I gave them a list of things that they needed to do before they got there to treat the bed bugs. And when the bed bug guy got there, he knocked on the door, let himself in, because on the third Wednesday of every month, we have a bug guy that goes up there to service the triplex, so we have keys so we can go, and I notified them that we were coming to treat their bed bugs. So he knocked on the front door and let himself in, and then the bedroom door was closed, so he knocked on the bedroom door, and there was cars outside, so he just felt like there was people there. Sometimes you just tell there's people there. So he banged on the bedroom door, and it opened. It wasn't all the way closed, and he could see there was people in the bed. And so he shouted that he was there to treat the bed bugs, and they didn't wake up. Did not wake up. And so he didn't know what else to do, because you can't treat them if there's people in the unit. So he left, called me and said that he couldn't treat them because there was people in there, and they had not done what they were supposed to do before he got there. A pre-treatment before he, whatever it is they do for bed bugs. He said he'd have to bill me for the time going up there. I said that was fine, no problem, paid him. And then later that night, my tenant sent me a text message and said, hey, nobody ever showed up. And I said, no, they were there. I texted you, he called you, he was shouting. I was on the phone with him while he was there. I know he was there, and I know that he was trying to get you up, and you weren't there. So if you want him treated, let me know, we'll set it back up. And they said, okay. I haven't heard anything from them in months. You know why I stopped hearing from them? They quit paying rent. And because I have gotten so busy doing other things besides tending to my properties, and this is all on me, I take full responsibility for this, I didn't notice they weren't paying. I noticed I didn't have as much money on my account, but I just didn't notice what was going on. So I figured it out last week. I sent 2 eviction notices last week. I sent a bunch of notices to some tenant buyers that they needed to pay up or they were going to lose their option to purchase their properties. And I sent out 10 of those. And somehow in that, I forgot to send an eviction notice to these people. I did that last Thursday. I sent out 10 letters last Thursday. And today is Wednesday, so almost a week later. And they called me when I was walking into Sam's, minding my own business. They called to let me know that they would have the rent that they owe me by Friday, but on Friday they will also be late on March's rent. And I told them that they needed to get the bedbugs treated. And I must have gotten a little bit loud, and I must have had a really bad look on my face, because this really nice gentleman walked by me and tapped on my buggy as I was standing there propped up on my buggy. And he said, "Smile. It ain't that bad, smile." And I smiled at him, and that was a wonderful break in the conversation, because it allowed me to regain my thoughts. And to remember to smile. It's not that bad. But I have a problem. I have tenants that are late on their rent who don't have the money to treat their bed bugs, and I have to get the bed bugs treated because the little effers will go to my other units if I don't kill them now. So, there's 3 ways we're going to fix this, because it is not worth me getting upset and having a good old-fashioned redneck throwdown in Sam's on the phone, getting looks from strangers, and letting everybody know my business. God bless that man. He was so sweet. I've called the bug people, and they're going to go treat the unit. I am on my way to print an eviction notice because these people are 2 months behind on their rent, and I can't deal with it. I've called the property manager on my other units so that she can either take care of these apartments, this triplex that I have up in Morristown. She can either add that to her list of things to do, or I'm going to sell the flipping place, because I'm not self-managing it anymore. I taught Apartment Blitz, which is my little apartment training course. I taught it the 1st of February, and I've got it available at apartmentblitz.com. And one of the biggest questions everybody asks me is, why do you manage these things? With everything that you do, how do you keep up with managing the triplex? Well, today's the day that the line has been drawn, and I am not self-managing that place anymore. I will get rid of the bed bugs. It's going to take several treatments. All good. No problem. I can totally handle that. But I am not managing those things myself anymore. So, the bugs must die. The people are going to have to go somewhere else. And somebody else is either going to start managing this place for me, or somebody else can buy it. So if you're looking to buy a triplex, I might have one for sale. Send me a message. I will also tell you that we've had this triplex since March of 2015, and this is the first time I've had to deal with anything more than just semi-obnoxious up there. So don't let this story deter you from becoming a landlord, because we've had that place for 36 months, and I've only had tenants miss 2 months of rent. We've made a shit ton of money up there on those units, and I don't want to sell them because they cash flow like a charm. I just don't want to manage them anymore, and one bad day isn't enough to throw the baby out with the bath. Okay? So, landlording, even lazy landlording like I do, sometimes one phone call will try to screw up your whole day, but luckily you're in Sam's Club, hopefully when it happens, and they make gigantic ice cream cones. So, I calmed my nerves and had a big old, I think it's even frozen yogurt, 4-berry sundae. And now I feel much better. So, you have to calm your nerves any way that you do to calm your nerves. And just know that if you'll just smile, it ain't that bad. As that gentleman reminded me while I was having my little mini breakdown, my good old-fashioned redneck throwdown in Sam's. So, it's been an amazing day besides that. Keep going, y'all. It's totally worth it. One bad day out of 3 years ain't that bad. Alright? I've been through worse. And really, the bed bugs don't bother me because I'm going to write a check and the bug guy's going to go kill the little suckers. So it's all good. Y'all have a fantastic one. I'll talk to you later. I got 3 First Still Done Fast boxes in that bag. So if you're wanting it, go ahead and order it. I'll go ahead and take it to the post office for you. FirstStillDoneFast.com. Bye, y'all.